Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to ep.89, number one Pokemon podcast in the world. These are facts. Look up a book, Pokestat them, go to Japan, find us there, Hawaii next year, who knows? But, yeah, we're back, another week. We're here early this week because we had Worlds. I wanted to give you guys as much Worlds info as soon as possible before anyone else gives it to you. So let's talk about it. I'm joined back with Alex.
What's up? How's it going, guys?
I think he fixed his mic.
I hope so. Hopefully it sounds better this time.
Is it the same mic?
It is literally the same mic. I just put it closer to my face.
Oh, I did.
Hopefully it picks it up better.
You had that headset on last time?
I had this headset on last time.
That's why. I don't remember this at all. So let's talk Worlds. We had day one. There was a lot of Mew. A lot of Mew getting through.
A lot of Lugia.
There was a lot of Lugia. There's a lot of decks that don't tie, which was, I think, expected. Because a tie is basically a loss. You have to get 6 wins, and then you just move on to day 2. So a tie is just a loss, basically. So, I mean, I guess you could go 5-0-3 and get in, but that's not very.
That's the closest you can get in, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. So that's why we've seen a lot of Lugia. We've seen a lot of
Chien-Pao, a lot of
Chien-Pao.
Weirdly Miraidon, but kind of not that much Arceus Tina.
We'll talk about Arceus. Not saying Arceus at all this weekend.
Yeah, no Arceus Umbreon, which I thought would be like a big factor, but it is what it is, I guess.
It's wild. But yeah, day one was pretty grindy. I don't know. Like the matches were they finished every match, which was nice. I was like, all right, we're gonna actually play Pokemon. The game didn't look very like trashy, you know. It wasn't like going to ties. There wasn't like long drawn out games. Usually we have like a control deck. There's no control deck this Worlds. So it was pretty wild, actually, the more I think about it, because like the meta wasn't very like diluted. Like there's a lot of decks. So it wasn't like you're gonna just see Lugia all day or Mew all day or something. So it was kind of cool, but like strategy wise, there was no like cool strategies. Like no one's decking anyone out.
Nothing jumped out special.
Yeah, it's
just like cookie cutter, Lost Box, Gardevoir, Giratina, just simple stuff. Which
I like. We sit here and we say it's simple, you know, like all this, but like there's still a lot of different decks. Like it's a lot of different decks, but nothing really does anything that we didn't expect. Which is, I don't know, kind of rubbed me the wrong way for Worlds, because usually, like, I think at least the last 2 Worlds, it was almost like a new format going into Worlds, so like you had no clue what was gonna happen.
It was like NAIC 0.2 or something, or 2.0, but basically, this World is literally like NAIC.
Yeah, it was literally
just continuation. Like nothing different, nothing jumped out new, no new text.
Little adjustments. Just a little adjustments. We've seen, so then we go to day 2. Trying to even think if there was anything that was like super significant that happened during the rounds.
Just the Mew.
There was a lot of Mew.
How many Mew decks went to day 2, and it was like surprising that.
Yeah.
I don't think many people prepared for Mew because I didn't see a lot of Spirit Tomb or on stream or whatever, or Drapion. The only person I saw that played Drapion was probably like Sage and Park, and then he didn't get to play it because he was already down 2 much to Azul, so pretty crazy.
Yeah, Azul didn't even know he played it.
Yeah, Azul didn't even know he played it, so that's funny.
Yeah. It's such a weird, like, Mew is such a weird deck because like it's one of those decks where you play it when you think no one's gonna play it. so no one's gonna tech for it. Like it's in such a bad position that you don't tech for it because why would someone play it? Because there's so many counters to it, and then that's when people play it, and that's kind of what we see basically.
It's crazy because there was so much Lugia in day one, and then like you would think Lugia would counter the Mew into day two because like Tyrannitars, but like it didn't, or like they just dodged the matchups maybe, or I don't know how that worked.
I don't know the matchup too well.
Yeah.
I just know Mew is just super consistent. You know,
I think it's 55-45 Lugia, maybe.
that sounds right.
It could just
probably.
be 50-50.
It might be.
Especially since it's not control Mew, like it's way more in their favor. They don't have to worry about paths so much.
Yeah, I agree. That is another thing. It's all fusion strike, like fusion energy Mew, Meloetas, like the being able to get a KO on your turn one is like super strong right now, especially because no one's teching. Like no one's putting Drapions. No, there's so many techs for it that no one's playing it. And like to be honest, I wouldn't have played anything. I mean,
you wouldn't have played anything from Mew?
Why?
I mean,
like the thought process. I think you have to think the same way everybody else is gonna think. Is like, why would someone play Mew if there's so many like hard counters to it? Like it's like suicide playing Mew. But then
so everybody just had the same idea, and they're just like, hey, there's no counters to this. Let's just play it.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, no one's gonna play the counters, so I'm playing Mew. That's what happened.
As a day two player, like not me, like I wasn't, but like if I was and I saw how much Lugia was in day one, I would low-key be scared to play Mew. But I mean, I guess in seniors a colorless Lugia won, so maybe there are more colorless Lugia than I'm giving like the single strike effort more. I don't know.
I don't know the Lugias too well. The colorless one looks fun, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Because then I would think that would be losing to the Umbreon Duraludon, but like, where was that?
Didn't even get. Where was that? Where was where was Arceus at all?
Let me look at the toppest Duraludon match or player.
Like in the top 16 of Worlds on Limitless, there is not one Arceus.
Yeah.
There's not one Arceus.
Arceus is top 36. That's an Arceus V-Star toolbox.
That's insane. And like Arceus is the number one. I'm pretty sure it's the number one winning deck of all time. Like it's
Arceus
won the
Aggron.
most. I seen that. That was cool. Oh, did you watch that matchup? Did you watch that Aggron deck? Like
he was pretty crazy.
Super smart. Like super big brain. Like the VMAX wasn't even that good. Like just the Aggron being able to just do 300. Yeah. Just move with the Alakazam, move the damage, do 300. Like. Seemed busted. I was like, that's actually cool. Super big brain. All you have to do is hit once with Arceus and then just move the damage off, save it for later, and then it one-shots anything.
Chip was like, why doesn't he even run two? And Kyle was like, it's a tight deck.
It's gotta be. But to see a deck like Arceus not touch top 16, like Arceus has won so much. It's so consistent, and it does what it needs to do every time. I'm trying to even think.
There's a Arceus Umbreon Flying Pikachu at top 62, which is like
that's still like not like you're naming like 3 Arceus decks in the top 60. I would have never guessed that. That's insane. Like I'm not even sure what the thought process is. Like. Why would
the
you
matchup
not
can't
play
be that bad to not? Yeah, they can't be that bad to not play it.
Like it's super consistent. It plays like dark Pokemon, which take out
Gardevoir, Mew,
Gardevoir. Like its worst matchup by far is Giratina. But like, was the thought? Maybe the thought process is like everyone's playing Giratina. Like,
I was gonna say they're probably scared of Star Requiem or just like the number of Chien-Pao, because I think Chien-Pao was like the 6th.
Chien-Pao's pretty good too. Yeah, like it's hard matchup. Lugia.
That was just enough to scare him off, I guess.
I don't know. That's just wild. And I think maybe you just take more risks.
Yeah.
Like it's not a risky deck. Like it's gonna just you attack with Arceus. it's so predictable. And you know what it's doing. So maybe like you're just thinking, I don't want to be that linear. Even though like Mew is like super linear, like so
Nah, Mew's
kind of.
complex. I saw Azul making some crazy plays.
There was some well once you
Vance was
when
making crazy plays too.
yeah, when you get the Meloettas and the one prizers involved, it does get a little awkward. Like there's some crazy plays you can play that really throw off the prize trade. So I guess so. I guess yeah, it's a lot less linear once you get to that. But a lot of people went Mew. We had 3 in the top 8. We had 2 Gardevoirs, and we had 3, 1, 2, 3.
It's also crazy because like, what makes you jump to Mew if you're playing against Lost Tina? Because you would think that Lost Tina would beat Mew, right? Sableye, Sprinkle, Star Requiem, Lost Impact. All right, that's 6 prizes. They even used to run Drapion. Like, I don't, and like Lugia, that's crazy. Like, why did they go to Umbreon, Duraludon? Because like, all right, Duraludon beats Lugia if they're not playing the Urshifu, and a lot of people got off the Urshifu. They just want like double Tyranitar aggressive. Yeah. So like,
and even with the Urshifu, it's like it takes so long to set up. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like
that's difficult. You just target down the Urshifu in that matchup, and then they kind of just can't win.
Like what is the Mew match? Like I think the Mew just has the most consistent like setup. You're drawing so many cards,
yeah.
And then the turn 1 Meloetta, you get ahead, and then you just don't look back.
Yeah.
And like decks like Lost Box struggle sometimes where like there's so many times on stream where like their hands are garbage. And they look at 2 cards and it's just like, oh,
it's horrible, yeah.
Horrible. But when you're with Mew, you're just like, draw. Ultra Ball, draw.
I think Michael Pramrot should have won because
should have won what?
Should have won what? He should have won.
I was cheering for him. I wanted him to win it all.
In the Tord match, he literally just drew like 10 energies.
Yep.
Both games.
It was trash.
It was horrible. What the heck? Like
if you're one like never watch Pokemon and that's the match you watch, like you would just never want to play this stupid game.
Yeah. Right. So he just got rolled over, you know, like he sucks. But like it's so difficult because he's a high tier player and like he's done so much. And this is like a rematch, like he literally couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
That's just heartbreaking.
It is. Like, it was. I wanted him to do well too. The Snorlax tech was so good into all these other Lost Box. His deck looks so fun. It had so many different plays it could do, and like all these other decks kind of were more linear, like things we've seen all the time, and you're like, oh, he's gonna do this, and then oh, here's the fucking Snorlax takes a KO. Like, how do you even deal with the Snorlax? And once they deal with the Snorlax, then Giratina deals with. Because the only way to deal with the Snorlax right away is to use a V, so you're probably sending out Dragonite, and then it's losing 2 prizes. Bait. Yeah, it's like a super bait. It's such a good.
Yeah.
I think we'll see that a lot more at Cups in the next few days. I think that's.
Hey, but if you guys don't know, hey, Mew won, so that's why we're talking about Mew so much. But
what do you mean?
I'm pretty sure you guys know.
I mean, yeah.
We didn't really say who won. We just was like,
well, we haven't even got there yet. We haven't really got into it, you know? Because I mean, we have to talk Tord.
All right, you do have to talk Tord.
Tord. So before the tournament, I messaged Shard to come on the podcast. I caught him like right before he's like basically getting on the plane, so he couldn't. So I was like, hey, victory podcast, and he's like, oh, I'll do my best, you know. So and let's talk about it. Like 4-time, he's won every internationals, every IC, and then he gets top 8.
Didn't he start off last season the first regional winner, and then he won the first IC. Like hopped on Turbo Lost Box, made the first Lugia deck.
Yeah,
you know, just consistency straight.
He's always played crazy consistency. And then he gets finals, and there's a like. Let's just talk finals. Let's talk finals because it was such a David versus Goliath. Like, if you look at Jordan's accomplishments, it's like a long list, and then you look at Vance. The guy's like, I got like
He's got
his
a
best
top 16
accomplishment.
at San Diego. He
Like
had
his
some
best
other,
accomplishment
yeah.
is like 2019. He got 15th at NAIC. Like, what? What? And like when you see something like this gives
Yeah.
gives me a lot of hope. Like, because Worlds
No,
is such
sent
a
that
big
Fresno, my fault.
stage. It gets
Yeah.
such a big stage. It's such like an overwhelming thing. Like something like I'm never gonna be able to win. Like you have players like Tord and Azul. They're so good and they have so many accomplishments. Like my resume doesn't look anything close to that. And then you look at Vance. You look at his resume, and you know what? There's a goddamn first place on Worlds, and you're just
Yeah,
like,
it's
you know
crazy.
what? I got a chance, dude. I got a chance. Like it's so
Yeah.
much. It's like super inspiring.
Yeah, it's motivating, definitely.
Because you look at it's always like whoever wins has had so many accomplishments in the past. Like even if it's like they won just regionals or they like four top eights. Like this season, literally his season in 2023, he got 50th, 10th, 44th. That's all. That's all he's did all season.
He got 78th.
That was
He's,
okay.
he played
70th.
with Mew this whole season, so he's been consistent on Mew.
Yeah.
So it's not like he just picked it up. So like, he is a
But
Mew ride
but
or
it's just
die.
like he didn't top 8 ever. He didn't even like he came close at Fresno.
Yeah.
But like this is someone like you could watch that's like grinding their invite. Like, ooh, I got a top 128, and then I got top 64. Then I got a top 10. Like that the 10 was like the big breakout. That's like probably
Yeah.
where he got most of his points. Boom. Then he got another top 64, which got like he only had like four good finishes this season that were decent.
Mhm.
And he got his invite, and like he probably barely got his invite. Like it was so I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but I'm gonna guess that it was like I'm gonna guess he barely got his invite. Like I'm gonna say
I
like
mean,
three
this
four
man played
hundred.
like he played like 18 rounds, bro. He had that mental endurance. Like
He
Toro
made it
had
through
played,
day
like,
one
7
too.
rounds.
Exactly.
Yeah, he went
He
through
made
day
it
one.
Like he made it through day one. He Tord set some like record for like the most championship points ever last year. So you're like
He
you're
literally
talking
was
about
the world leader. The world leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you have like the guy that like played and most accomplished this year ever versus the dude that sneaked his way into Worlds, made his way through day one, and somehow ended up in the seat across from him, and he's like, I don't even know how I'm here.
Hey, he even played Azul, and Azul's like the second best player in America
Yep.
according to points. So like, he'd be like the fourth best person and the best person in the world according
Yep.
to points. You know, so that's
It's
pretty
pretty
crazy.
wild. Like it's super like because I know a lot of our audience are people that are grinding, like
Yeah.
people that can relate to us where we're like we need all the finishes that we can get. We need to go to every cup. We need to go to 6 regionals, and you can kind of look at someone like Vance and look at like his finishes. That's kind of the idea of like what you need to do to get your invite. Like you need to get a couple 128s. You need to get
Yeah.
a couple top 64s, and then have one of those breakouts that get
The top
you
16,
the most.
yeah.
Get you those points, and that will make your invite a lot easier. Like this is such a good example of like, okay, this is how it's doable, and then it's like, okay, even if I got it, like I'm happy to just go. Like Vance wasn't just happy to go. He decided I'm showing up and I'm gonna win, and he made his way through day one, and then took out the whole tournament, which is just
Yeah.
and he played the same deck all year, just played the same deck,
He literally,
and
yep, he
I
just stuck on the
appreciate
same
that.
deck.
And like sometimes that's all that matters. Like
Yeah.
we've thought I preach that before all the time. Where like it's almost better to know what your deck does and just not worry about what's happening. Like Pokemon is so like a one-sided game where like there's really no big interactions between people when it's not your turn. Like, if you like, Vance knew everything his deck could do. He's been playing the same deck all year. If not, like, not the fusion one. If he wasn't playing fusion, he's still just playing Mew.
He's been playing it for a year and a half.
Yeah. So he came probably more prepared than most people because he probably hasn't touched any other deck. I don't want to throw him on a bus. Maybe he don't own any other cards. Maybe he only owns Mew. And at the end of the day, that's all you need. Like,
that's all you need to own.
The deck was good, it worked out because
it's the gate.
I mean, it'd be way more disappointing if everybody just played Drapion and he just got mopped. But hey, no one did. So like, it worked out. It's kind of nutty. It's so nutty to even look at it. Because like, his total earnings as a player is 26,000, and he got 25,000 of it in that one match. So like, in his whole career, I think I've made more money than him in his career.
I don't know about that. Well, we could check it. You could check it.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm pretty sure I have.
Stats. I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, I have.
Cat, let me look.
No, 100%. Because I'm pretty sure I got 1,500 for third.
I don't know about that, Chief. But
yeah, I've made 2,000. Shut up.
I'm dead.
I've made 2,000. So like, I've made more money than he has in the game, and he won Worlds. Like, that just tells it's super dope. Yeah. Like, that's so inspiring. Like, you don't have to be the greatest player ever to win Worlds, but you should take it. Yeah, you should take what he did to mind, especially when you're grinding for Worlds. Like, he wasn't the best player ever, but he found one deck, he stuck with it, and he stuck with it until he won the whole thing. And it's probably the best approach you can when you are someone that isn't like Azul, or someone that is consistently top 8ing, or has the testing partners that like can help you. Like, this is your lifestyle,
you know? Mm-hmm. You're just the average typical and go to the locals every other weekend with the homies. We play test. And I just don't like grind on like elite players constantly. I just stick to one deck, stay consistent, and that's all you need.
Just stay consistent and just hope for the best. And it's crazy. Because like, I think we've talked about it so many times, like, oh yeah, sticking to one deck is like really good. And this like super proves that. Like, that's all he did, played one deck and won the World Championships when he definitely should never have won World Championships. Like, should never.
We live in that reality.
Exactly, which is just insane. I'm like, that has to motivate so many people, to be honest. Like, I put out tips every day, and it's always like towards like players that are supposed to be grinding, and like, I know I put out tips to just say stuff like, play something consistent, worry about like your own deck, play the same deck over and over, and like, you can say it all you want, but then there it is. The proof's right there. Like, this guy literally did it for this entire season and won Worlds with it. So, back me up all day. That's just nutty.
Thanks.
Yeah, that shit's
I mean,
oh no, he won. He got 15th. Okay, maybe we're equal. Why did I say he only won 26,000?
I don't know.
He won. Oh no, he's won 27,000 because he won 1,000 in
18th
2019. Yeah. So that's even better. We're equal before Worlds, me and him.
That means literally you.
There we go. He's literally me. I gotta ask, dude.
Imagine if you play tested.
Dude, imagine if I didn't drive 8 hours to a cup and then just go 2-2 and go home and be like, yeah, I guess I can't roll it. But that just sounds like, to me, it was eye-opening. Like, we gotta, like, Worlds is, I mean, it is what it is. We'll jump into, like, the other stuff, but I kind of want to talk cups and stuff, and I kind of want to talk that whole scenario, because, like, the game has changed so much. Like, there was times where like I could not play for a long time, and then just roll out of bed, go to a cup, and find success. And like I sit here and preach this stuff all the time, like you should do this and that. I'm not doing this stuff. I'm not playing as much as I should. And I went to a cup. I literally picked the deck. I've never played one game with it. And I drove 4 hours by myself to California. Played the first round. I'll tell you right now. Every match, I played 4 rounds. I went 2-2. I should have been 4-0. I literally, like, no, like, there's like time, like, right before my 3rd match, or my 4th match, I'm talking to Sosa. I'm like, okay, if I play against Tina, like, this is how I do it. This is how I beat it. I explained to him, this is how I do it. Boom. I get against Tina, I just don't do. I don't do what I said. I had opportunities to do exactly what I planned out to do, how to win the matchup, and I didn't do it. And I'm like, and then the match ends, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I'm literally
Like,
stupid.
what happened? You forgot your plays, or you just couldn't get to the plays, or they
Like,
got a reach?
like there was like an opportunity where he had a V star, and he had a V, and I had a choice. I had boss. I could kill the V, or I could hit the V star. I know in my head, before the matchup, I was like, you have to hit the V star once, because I cannot one shot it. I have nothing that one shots the V star, so I need to get ahead so that he can't kill 2 Pokemon. So I need to hit the V star once, and then he'll fucking kill me, and then I kill him, and he doesn't take 4 prizes. He only takes 2. I went boss the fucking other one and just killed it, and then I got a fucking V star with no damage on it, and I can't, like, he kills it, and then like I got no play. He just does 280. He kills everything on my board, and I'm just like, okay, so he takes, and then I like I have no play against that. It's just trash, and like there's no reason not, like, I don't know. I just got greedy. I don't know what my mindset was. Like, I think I'm just not. I don't have enough reps.
Yeah.
To
like that's the easy knockout. I'm gonna just.
That's I'm gonna say, like, that's so like, like super fucking
yeah.
noob.
Because if you get the initial hit on him, he has to 2-shot you too.
Yes.
So you're taking the initial hit. So
it becomes yeah. And like if I get the initial hit, he's gonna wreck you. So he's gonna take 2 prizes, but then I just knock it out. And then he doesn't have anything. Like, he literally just doesn't have shit. So then it's just like,
I think in that matchup you just have to attack first.
it's a bad matchup. Like, I don't think I'm favored, but I have to hit it first to have a chance. Yeah. I just chose not to hit it first. And it's like super childish, super like noob. It's something like someone who's never played the game that would just chase KOs.
Yeah.
And that's literally what I did. I just chased KOs.
Hey, don't get greedy, guys.
Like, you just have,
like, game plan.
There's so many. Yeah, you have to have a game plan going into things, and you stay on the game plan and just play that way. And like, a good thing is to go back and watch like the world stuff, because there's like little plays like that where like he could take a knockout here, but
just that little damage.
Choose that
next turn to build up.
And it just changes everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just not. I'm not in that. Hey,
you know what was a crazy tech though that I was not expecting at all is the disaster box of disaster. Oh my god, that was such a hot tech. That's the one tech that jumped out at Worlds.
That's true. It was a good one.
Yep.
Such a wild thing.
The return KO for any Gardevoir match player, or like even Lost Box sometimes, because it's 8 damage counters. You just return kill the Sableye. Like, so that's pretty crazy.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, there was also a match, like my other loss, I did some dumb shit. I was like, I got Cramorant, I was playing, it's just straight Lost Box, and the Cramorant hit me, my Duraludon, and I could have evolved the Duraludon, you know?
Mm.
But like in my head, my dumbass head, I was like, I don't want to just give them 3 prizes, so I'm not gonna evolve it. And then like they just boss KO it with Cramorant, and I'm like, oh, I'm
What
just
the?
stupid. I'm just stupid. I just let them have 2 free prizes.
You're just scared of Dragonite or what?
I don't know what. I don't know what I'm. I don't. I have no clue what I was thinking.
Because I
Like
was
I'm
like, if
just
you do evolve
stupid.
into Duraludon, then he's just
They
gonna
can't kill
Dragonite
it.
you. But if you
But even
retreated
then, I
it,
can
yeah,
at least take out a 2 prizer. But
yeah,
by not doing it, he just gets a free KO with
that's
Cram,
funny.
and I just look stupid. I just looked at him like, oh, I'm
Ah,
dumb. I'm just stupid. I have the fucking Duraludon in hand. I should just evolved it, and like you gotta. I don't know. Just things like that. They're so simple,
yeah,
and especially in best of ones, because I that shit can happen, and then you just there's no like adjustment. I can't go into game 2 and go, all right, this time I'm evolving. Like it's too late for
yeah,
that. Like so you have to put in the reps before these type of tournaments. And the competition just nowadays is just so much better. There's so many more resources for these players. There's so many like your average player can walk in with a world stack now. Like made by Tord that like all they have to do is put in a little reps and they understand how the game works. Like it's not the same as it was 3 years ago, where like I could just because I know friggin' Azul, I could hit Azul up, get a good list, and go and do well at a tournament. Like everybody can get Azul's list now, so it's
yeah.
like that advantage isn't there. There's like I have to stop acting like I'm like really good at this game and actually friggin' try because
I
it's
feel like
bad.
all the decks are just like so like tight knit now that you just have to like just know what's in lists because there's like always
Hmm.
one card different now, and
Yeah.
like you just have to predict what they'd have or like just know. You just have to have so much card deck knowledge in your brain. Just be like, all right, he's gonna boss me next turn. Like I have to do something. I should evolve this or like,
Yeah, like,
but
and that just
because
takes playing reps.
yeah,
It's just playing
because like
reps. Like,
actually like Lost Box typically doesn't really play a boss, you know. But like I feel like in the most recent month they just started putting one boss in their deck
yeah,
just
and
because.
and even like the thought process is like I should just let him be able to kill it with Cramorant. I should make him work for it. Like you need to get the boss plus the 2 energy thing. What is it called?
Wait, was
The
was
mirror?
Duraludon stuck in your active? Like, did you start it?
No. Yeah, I
Oh,
just started. Yeah, I started it.
okay. 'Cause I
So
was like, if you just
that's how you
started it,
get the
that's like,
initial hit. Yeah, you get
yeah,
the initial hit. I brought to the bench. I could have evolved it. I chose not to. And
should
then I should
have.
have. I should have. I
You
should have
should
just
have.
evolved it. Like in my head, something in my head said like, don't give him 3 prizes. But like, how's
Because
he gonna take it?
yeah, no, you'd
How's
have
he
to
gonna take
consider
it?
that how many is in his lost zone. Because if you went first and he's
Exactly.
going second, you'd have to consider his lost zone. Can he get Dragonite next turn? All right, so I'm gonna just
Yeah.
retreat evolve. He's not gonna Dragonite because he has to Colress and boss, so you can't do that.
Yes.
So you would have just yeah.
Yeah. The whole
It's
thing was
unfortunate.
just
It's
bad. The
unfortunate.
whole
You're
thing
just
was
like, let me
just
just give
so
it to him.
bad. Yeah,
He was
when he
like,
went boss KO, I was like,
he was
I
just
should have
like,
scooped. I just wanted to scoop. I was like,
he was like,
God, I'm so stupid.
I don't need
Like,
Dragonite.
that's an easy
Cram boss.
win. Literally,
Yeah,
if I just evolved there, I think I win the matchup. Like,
yeah.
because like I played it out and it was just still a very close matchup, but I literally gave away 2 free prizes, which was just dumb.
It is kind of hard for them to climb because if you put down Lost City and you take out their one Dragonite, it's hard for them to like come back and do enough damage eventually in that matchup.
Yeah, yeah, because you get like when you have Umbreons, you have Duraludons, like those
Yeah,
HPs are so high, like they have a hard time taking that stuff out. So this is dumb. So I
gotta just gotta
decided,
put in the work.
yeah, I decided I'm not gonna travel unless I put in the work because it's a waste of money. It's a waste of
Um,
money, and it's dumb.
I like to think
So,
that before I travel to like regionals, or I try to at least put 2 hours a day, 2 weeks in advance, like every day. So like for 14 days, try to put like 2 hours. So
I
I'm just
used to do
like
I
28
used to do
hours.
crazy hours. I used to do crazy. I'd do like 10 hours days. I used
I
to
mean,
do insane stuff.
sometimes you gotta put a whole shift in. Like if you're
Oh,
behind on like reps and you're just like,
dude,
all right, I'm gonna pick this deck up. Gotta
dude,
put in the reps.
my work is so like lenient. Like I can play at work. I will be sitting there grinding insane. Like I gotta do that again. I gotta do that again
You
because
gotta be
like,
dedicated. This season, you have to.
100%. You had like if you really want it, you have to.
And
And
I think
like,
Limitless helps, or not Limitless, but Pokemon Live, because there are one-ofs. And we're gonna go to
yeah,
league challenges and cups, and they're one-ofs, most of them.
no,
So you're gonna
no.
need those one-of practice
Should be.
matches.
And we got like with the announcement of Worlds at Hawaii, which is fantastic. I think
Hey,
that's so
Worlds
good.
2024 at Hawaii.
Yep. If you
Honolulu,
guys did
right?
not know,
Yeah, if you didn't
I
know.
would have said so. I don't know. I know it's in Hawaii. I'm not sure, but
um,
it's. I called Alaska, Hawaii, same thing, pretty close.
I wanted to write Hawaii on Twitter, but I wrote New York, so it is
Yeah, I
what
see
it
that. I see that. But I'm glad it's closer. I'm glad it's
Yeah.
in the States. Hawaii's dope. I know there's a lot of controversy. I don't really want to get into that. It is what
I
it
think the
is.
controversy is like they need to calm down with that because
Yeah.
it's what at the same time it's like I can see their point, but at the same time it's whatever. Like Hawaii's cool.
Hawaii's cool. I'm cool with
Yeah.
it. If it is what you don't want to go, you don't have to go. All right.
Like
I'm
if it's
like-
expensive, it's expensive.
It's not gonna.
okay.
It's not gonna be expensive. No, at least for us. There's
That's
literally,
not-
Allegiant flies out there. There's a Allegiant flight to
about
Hawaii.
to hit this, about to hit the spirit.
About to hit the spirit out there. Perfect.
Yeah.
But that's super motivating. Seeing Vance win like that, super motivating. Just being super critical on myself is motivating. Like, it's like I don't know, going to a League Cup like again, especially in California. It's a maxed out League Cup. There's a lot of good players there. It's like super. It's almost super disrespectful to sit across someone, especially like. I'm not gonna say like I'm a known player, but people recognize me, and then I go there and like I don't like I didn't even try. Like it's so trash, and I shouldn't do shit like that. And like it's more motivating, and I think it's gonna be a better season starting today. Let's just put in the work. We got cups this weekend, cups next weekend, double cup the weekend after. I put out a tweet today that pretty much shit on Peoria and Pittsburgh, which
I seen.
it is what it is. Like that. Don't get me wrong. If you live super close to Peoria and Pittsburgh, that works out for you financially. That you should go to those. But for the rest of the people in the country, like
As a budget point grinder, it's out
yeah,
of reach.
I mean, it's just not worth it. Like, they fucked up and made Pittsburgh the same week as the opening Steeler game. Like, any hotel that's near the convention center is $400 or more a night. If you like, the thought process is like, oh, I'm gonna stay further away for like $100 to $200 a night, and then Uber in. Like Uber, I looked at Ubers; they're like $20 from those type of hotels, but that's like on a Monday where nothing's happening. What happens that weekend when it's opening freaking weekend for the Steelers? You're probably talking like a $30 to $50 Uber there and back. So you're talking like $60 just to go to your hotel in the convention center every day. So like, it's just not worth it.
But
And then
get that pokey walker and then just walk and put in the miles. You know what I mean?
that's wild. That's wild. And then you have
Pokemon
like
Go. Oh god.
Peoria is just there's no major airport near Peoria, so like flights are like usually Vegas has really cheap flights, but to fly to Peoria was like $500, and it's
That's
like
crazy.
yeah, you could fly to. It's cheaper. It would be cheaper for us to fly to Chicago, and then rent a car and then drive 2 hours to Peoria, which is crazy.
But like, it's crazy because that was everybody's complaint last year, and like
They didn't care. They still don't care.
they didn't care. Didn't you go to Peoria last year?
I did. It was horrible. I spent a lot of money. I know for a fact that it was dumb. I was there. It was dumb. The whole thing was dumb. I was like, all right. I had I had to take a connecting. It's the only connecting flight I've ever had to take. And then you go to a city like don't get me wrong. Say your flight's even cheap. Say you have a cheap flight there. You're still going to Peoria. Like, there's no value in that at all. So like, if you like, obviously you're going there to get points, but like,
Yeah.
when you travel, like traveling's fun. Like going to see these cities are cool. Like going to Dallas or what is it, Sacramento or any California stuff or Vancouver or you're going to, I don't know, all these other places. They're like major cities. It's cool. There's nothing in Peoria. I promise you. There's absolutely nothing. And it's just,
I mean, I've never been to Peoria, so I wouldn't know. But normally when I go to a regional or something or a travel, and my mindset, it's a business trip. We got to focus up. This is why you don't do good, because you're like, hey, what else is out here? So if I take a L,
no, it's not even about taking an L.
The whole time I'm just focused up. Like, I don't have nothing else past
That's
Saturday.
crazy, because you still don't do good. So like, what's going on? I'm so confused.
First of all, Lugia bricks up sometimes. It plays like 20 energies.
Okay.
And then you don't roll heads. You roll tails when you need an evolution, and it is what it is.
So like,
I need to play a better deck, but I love Lugia.
Okay, but like, don't be hating on my thought processes.
All right.
Like you said, it's not even about losing. It's not even about losing and finding something to do. But like, it's still like when you spend that much money to go somewhere, it's nice to do something other than Pokemon. Even if I won the tournament, I'd like to go like if I went to Pittsburgh, you could go to a Pittsburgh Pirates game, watch the Steelers game. Yeah, you could do those things. You ain't doing that in Peoria. What are you gonna do? Go watch the grass grow? I don't know.
I hope they have like a Six Flags or something. I don't know.
They don't have nothing there. That place sucks.
Oh,
dude, there's nothing in Peoria. Never been anything in Peoria. Never gonna be anything. Their most exciting thing that happens in Peoria is this fucking regional. They're like, the whole city comes and watches. That's how stupid that place is. Like,
don't be shitting on Peoria. People live there.
No, they don't. That's the problem. That's why you could have a regional there, is because it's empty. No one goes there, right? It's dumb. They should just have it in Chicago. Chicago would be fun. There's so much. It's a major city. There's a bunch of stuff you could do there. The flights are cheap. It's nice, but like, it's not worth the money and the time, especially at the beginning of the season when you have so many cups that you need to grind. Like, if you could hit that weekend's a double cup weekend in California. Our money is our money is better spent going to that. Like, it's gonna be it's probably a $60 that's shared in a car ride, and that's it. And then we play two cups and go home. So we're probably spending like $100 to $200, maybe. Probably a lot less than that. Never mind. Probably a lot less than that. And then we have 2 opportunities to get points, where, like I've said in the past, like, regionals is by far the worst way to get points.
Hey, you know, like construction company Cat?
Yeah.
There's literally there's a Caterpillar visitor center, and it literally is like a museum for all the construction stuff, like
perfect.
Like the cement trucks, the dump trucks. Hey,
can't wait to go to that.
If you're into
there you go. There you go. You already got you covered. This guy, Googling things to do in Peoria, finds a construction company museum. Perfect.
Yep.
So yeah,
if you take a L Saturday, hit the Caterpillar Museum.
There you go. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it when Peoria comes around.
Yeah, we'll bring it back up, so don't forget.
Yeah, I think I'm hitting Sacramento. I think you should try to hit 6 regionals if you're gonna chase an invite. Try to get a best finish in all of them. But strategically pick the 6 regionals that are financially the most affordable for you. Um, and prioritize cups. Just always prioritize cups. Until you have your 6 finishes, always prioritize. Like always go to cups. I think that's all I got for you guys. I don't know. We got
Hey,
Worlds.
Hey, we have one Lugia in the top 16 at Worlds finish. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a shame. It's a shame.
The one, really? The 12th guy is the only one?
12th place, yep.
That's crazy. I like to see Cyrus at 9th. That's pretty nutty. I mean, the
Yeah,
bubble
the
sucks,
yeah.
but it's cool to see such a good run at NAIC and then have a great run at Worlds.
Literally almost ran it back to back.
Yeah, that's pretty nutty. With a different deck, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
And she said
nutty.
that she doesn't even practice. She just she just makes the deck and then just plays.
That's wild.
Can't be all of us, I guess.
Can't be me for sure.
Oh god.
God, I thought it was me. I'm not that guy. That's just wild. But we did. We had probably the most stacked top 8 worlds of all time with Pramrot, Azul, and Tord.
Looking at the top 8, I really picked Soichi. I'm sorry if I
Yeah.
mispronounced that, but I was really predicting him to just take the whole thing. And then once he lost, I was just like, all right, well, Michael's got it, like, easy dub. And then I was just like, what?
The bad draws are
was just
insane.
so horrible, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I thought Pram was gonna do it too. I wanted it, but it's too crazy.
Yeah.
What else is the game's crazy? Oh,
That just shows you could literally you could be Tord and be the highest tier player character, get every card you need when you're drawing, and then just a boss switch KO, that's all you need.
it's wild.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm excited for Worlds next year. I think that this season's gonna be fun.
Oh,
It's
we gotta
kinda-
talk about the future cards, the prehistoric cards.
Oh,
We gotta
yeah.
talk about those. The new mechanic. I don't know what the mechanic
I don't know.
is.
I don't know what the mechanic is, but there's ancient and future cards.
Yeah.
Not sure what they do.
Which one's the best one, do you think? Off top. Have you seen them?
I haven't seen them all. I haven't
seen
read them
them?
all. I know one switches the Gallade, one switches in and does 2 damage counters.
He's cracked. Like, the potential with that is so crazy because he's just a basic, and then he hits like 200. Oh, he can't attack next turn. Okay.
What was the other one?
The
trying to think.
Delibird is literally like a boss's, like, he's like a Tornadus, like, I think. He's like a boss's orders. You just like get him off bench and you just gust up a Pokemon.
Really?
So,
when you bench him?
No, he sits on your bench and then you can just use his ability whenever, I think, and then just boss it up. And he discards himself.
That sounds busted.
Yeah, it's pretty cracked.
You think you're only going to be able to play one?
That's probably what it would be.
You think it's going to be like Prism Stars?
It could be. Maybe you can play one each, one ancient, one future. I don't know.
Oh, but A-Specs?
My A-Specs? Okay.
Oh, wait, wait, hold on, before we get A-Specs. What was the other one? It was Salamence?
The Salamence.
It does like a bunch of damage. I've seen that shit.
No, he doesn't
It just
even know.
KO'd. It just KO'd
He just
something.
KOs. Yeah, he just KOs. It does 200 to himself.
That's
pretty
fine.
It's 230.
I think you throw that in Mew or in Lugia 100%. That's just like Yvette all over again. Why?
Because it requires 2 dark and a colorless.
What in there? Like what's that rainbow energy? What is that? You can't use that.
You can only attach one, and then if you have another special energy attached to it, it becomes a colorless.
No wonder Lugia sucks.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
No wonder Lugia sucks.
When that card first came out, I put Radiant Charizard back in, and then I was gonna attack with Luminion, like I was playtesting against the homies at the card shop, and like they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm a Aqua Return," and they're just like, "You can't. It's 3 colorless." And I was like, "There's 3 luminous energy. What do you mean? They're all water." And they're just like, "No, they're all colorless. Read the card." And I was like,
that card sucks.
It says if there's another. I thought it was like another special energy besides it, but nah, it does suck. I had to take Charizard out. I had to take, I had to take them all out. All of this.
How do you attack with?
What?
With Oh no, they have
Tyranitar, they have
the
single strike
other
energy.
single strike energy. I'm like, how do you
You'd
attack with that?
you'd have to play it in a dark deck with like dark patch or something like I guess
That
dark right deck.
that card sucks. No, never mind.
Right now it sucks. But
Yeah,
maybe dark has better in the
maybe.
future. I don't know.
But all right.
And then there's a Jigglypuff
Oh
ancient
yeah,
card.
what does that do?
He like spreads damage, I think, for each damage counter on him. I think it does like 20 to your opponent or something, like bench or something. I don't know. I don't really look at
Oh,
it.
sorry.
That's pretty good. It's like
The Deli Bear sounds most broken.
it's like a Gardevoir card. The
Okay.
Gardevoir has like so much support coming out. It's
Yeah.
crazy. They got the stadium, those 2 cards. It's crazy.
Mm.
But
And then A-Specs coming back is nuts. If they keep the A-Specs the same, it would not. It would be insane.
I don't. You think so? Let me look up the old Apex cards because I don't really think they're that good. I'm not gonna. I didn't play during that format, but I was reading them and I didn't think they were that crazy. But let me look them up.
There's like 3. There's really only 3 that are good. You got Scoop Up Cyclone, which is just a super scoop up that you don't have to flip.
They need to bring Super Scoop Up back.
Yeah. Let's bring that broken ass card back.
They need to bring that back. They need to bring VS Seeker back.
Computer Search is broken.
Computer Battle Compressor. Just Pokemon communication would be crazy too.
Yeah, that would be good. But not as an A-Spec. No, these are... We need... And then you have Dazzling Machine. So basically you have Dazzling Machine. Yeah, you discard 2, get an item back from your discard pile. Which is okay. It matters what you're playing. But Computer Search just being added to every deck, if Computer Search is a card, it's broken. It's like... It doesn't... Like, that's... The thing with the A-Specs, you don't need a bunch of broken ones. All you need is 1. Like, because you only play 1. If it's just Computer Search, it's fucking busted. Like, just putting your Computer Search back in every deck is just disgusting.
Yeah. No, they need to bring back like good old cards. Like they would just be good in this format that we haven't had in a long time.
Like what? Like a Battle Compressor?
Like battle compressor, like a VIP pass. That's like not your first turn.
Well, that's just all. That's already in your deck.
I know, but it would be like not your first turn. Like
your first turn.
I don't know. Maybe in the future when they like it rotates out next year or at the end of this year, and they'll just in the new set because this set comes out in like November. So
yeah.
But we don't know anything about it yet.
Huh. I don't know.
Master Ball would be cool, I suppose.
Master Ball's trash. It's just let's just be real. It's just Computer Search. You're just gonna play Computer Search. It's literally they should have probably just wrote like, "Hey, we brought Computer Search back," because that card's busted. Like every other, like Dazzling Machine was played a little bit. Super Cyclone Scoop Up was played a little bit. But
the Jigglypuff thing does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each damage counter on this Pokemon, and it's 90 HP. So I don't know what that math is, but
that's pretty trash.
It can snipe now, so
I guess you could snipe for like 160.
It's not as cool as Cresselia, but
yeah,
it's something. I guess
it's something.
Cresselia I think is still better.
I guess you could stack a bunch of damage counters on it with
Yeah, Delibird reads once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Oh, never mind. Wait. If you do discard this Pokemon.
You can do what?
It's basically like an escape rope, I guess. Like a one-sided escape rope for your opponent. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench.
Oh, so he has to pick?
Your opponent chooses the new active Pokemon. If you do, discard this Pokemon.
Trash.
I mean, it's cool. I think it's cool.
Trash. What was the... Okay, so the Galade's probably like the best one, I guess?
The Galade's like the best one.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, we'll see. We'll see what comes out. And we don't really know what the ancient means or the future means.
Yeah.
We'll see. But it's cool. It's always cool to see new mechanics in the game. I think we'll have fun with them. A-Specs coming back is cool. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's just play test. Let's get our points. Let's go to Hawaii. Have a good time.
Go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hey, I lost it. Hey, but I was gonna give you guys
A code. You made.
uh what's it called? An ETB Pokemon Center code, but I forgot to give it to you guys, or I lost it. So
Unfortunate.
we're about to if you guys stick to the end of this, you know what I mean, get some code
Yeah,
cards. Why not?
that's pretty good. Well, that's all I got. You got anything before we wrap it up?
um, hey, just play test. Hey, Charizard, don't sleep on it.
Oh yeah, we got Obsidian Flames coming out. It's legal in 2 weeks. The 25th it's legal, so I
Hey,
don't know.
Pidgeot
All,
cracked.
all the content being made is all about Charizard. They said everything else sucks, so like I don't know. Pretty much, just play Charizard,
Yeah.
see how it goes. But other than that, that's all we got for now. We're gonna scoop it up.